Hello and welcome to Easy Rollers D&D. This is episode 30. Just a quick one, if we do have any technical issues, there was a slight problem with the last Strahd episode. We may drop in and out, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, clever editing, you might not even notice. But let's go in with the recap from last episode. So, the party met with the construct inhabitants of the Sky Island. They were relieved that the Forge Master was no more and were offered shelter so that they could heal. It was discovered that this Sky Island once was able to traverse the skies of Amion and perhaps could once more in the future. But first, the constructs would have to rebuild. They also found answers to Gottel's and the other constructs' origins. It was revealed that an ancient vault might hold more answers to their many questions. After some trials and tribulations, they gained entry to the vault and found unimaginable wealth, but also answers to Opal's past that led her to her current situation. Feeling like the only thing left to do was to leave the constructs to rebuild and come back at a later time, the party depart for Ventus. But as they left, the companion they had tag along during their time here had been restored, and in the Forge, and after 450 years, Paddy and Mick were once again reunited. But Mick elects to stay and help with the rebuild. And that is where I will leave it over to all of you. You are on the Sky Island, ready to depart. If you imagine the leader of these Warforged is stood, perhaps with Mick stood next to them, a hand on their shoulder, almost like a human stood next to a halfling, perhaps.
So we need to get back down, Guttle. I think we need to use your teleportation stuff again.
Right, so let's do that and go onto teleportation circle.
Nothing else you want to do here before we go?
I can't think of anything for sure. You know, I think we had explored everywhere we needed to, hadn't we?
I think we did, yeah.
Right, then let's go down and then decide where we want to go.
Mhm. It's time.
I suppose
it's
back
time
to the boat
go.
would be the thing.
Yeah, back to boat and then off to Ventus.
Did before we go, did we actually pick up any of the negotiable bonds of the unimaginable wealth? Did we take a sample? I think we did.
I think we did.
Yeah, we took some.
So
100 platinum, didn't we? Sorry.
yeah, Opal kind of found a very conveniently placed ATM in there and was depositing gold in exchange for platinum, because obviously we established that I think a gold coin weighed half of what you'd expect it to weigh, so you could carry a little bit more. I think we capped it at something like 1100 gold would be the maximum you could carry weight wise before encumbrance would become a problem.
So we had the little platinum coins converted there, so we could do a bit.
Mhm.
Happy days. We should have enough to club together if we need to for some stuff,
I'm
Yep.
sure there's plenty enough.
or open a bank or something. Right.
Or just
Down to the
buy
boat
the
then,
ship.
I guess.
Let's go to the boat. Whee!
To the boat.
I feel like a reminder might be necessary at this point.
Mhm.
Do remember the boat was waiting for you on the northern side of the island.
Yeah.
The Sky Island is directly above that. You had a little rowboat in the ruined cove, let's call it. So you could either row around, or maybe, well, I'll leave it up to you how you want to deal with it. That's the geography of the situation. Boats at the north, your rowboats in the middle of the island, effectively, in that little cove, or in that big cove. What was once island.
You could just buy them in a rowboat.
Or we could row it back again, or we could carry it back across land.
As
How big is the island?
as a reminder, so it wasn't too far across. So if you got down off the Sky Island back to the main land itself, it wasn't too far across, because if you remember, it's kind of like a crescent moon almost now. The bulk of it collapsed into the sea of the explosion. It's more the case of this northern end of the island. It's quite a drop down to the sea. So even if you picked the rowboat up, took it up across land and wanted to take it down, then it would be quite difficult. So your options would be you either signal to them, spend a long time rowing, or find another solution.
How high is the cliff?
Couple 100 feet. You're quite a way up.
Couple of 100 feet. Right. How far does Featherfall take us?
Good question. How far does Featherfall take you? It's more the duration, I think. I don't think it's not a spell that has a limit in terms of its.
It lasts for a minute, and you get 60 feet per round. So that's
Jesus.
Well, you've got. How many rounds was it in a minute? It's a ridiculous amount, isn't it? Something like 10 rounds or something. Yeah.
It is 10, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
600
you
feet
could
worth.
you could effectively, if you all wanted to, leap off the cliffs and Featherfall.
Wee, 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 wee.
It's sun. Do you want to Sundance it? Do the thing of what's it called? Sundance Kid. Run off the mountain.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that was
Well,
fun.
let's Sundance it, and I'll cast Featherfall right over the ship so we can go down.
Cool. So,
While Opal is falling, she's doing things like on the air, like walking or pretending to be a feather and all this stuff.
so you, I wasn't expecting. You teleport back to the mainland, back to the
Yes.
old little hut, and then you launch yourselves off the cliff, which no one was
Link hands
expecting.
and run off the cliff. What Cassidy and the Sundance Kid style. Yeah.
On the Sky Island, there's perhaps one or two of the constructs watching you, and they sort of a hand sort of extends out as if to try and catch you, and then they sort of realise they can't, and they're like, these mad bastards, as you just fall gracefully using Featherfall, and you land gently on the deck of the boat, and most of the crew are looking up at you and sort of in amazement, really.
Just thought we'd drop in.
Yeah, and Captain Ashara, she says, you mad bastards. Well, never mind.
No, we are awesome.
It was pretty awesome, to be fair. It was pretty awesome. I'm just going to take my headphones off. 2 seconds. I'll take this jumper off. Give me 2 secs. Right.
It's better than climbing down a cliff, isn't it, lads? Lasses.
That was fun.
It was certainly quicker.
Yes.
Well, unsurprisingly, Ishara is going to sort of have a quick chat with you. And so, what did you find?
Well, you see that island up there? It's full of constructs like me.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yes, it is. I think that's where it came from. Well, not necessarily came from, but definitely been there before.
Oh, well, I'm glad you found some resolution to your or answers to your questions.
So thank you for that.
Well,
You did as well, didn't you, Opal? That's right.
Yes, I also was here before, even though I didn't remember. But yeah, I was here before.
Well, I'm very glad we were able to assist you in finding out what you needed to know.
Thank you. What's your next port of call?
Well, I mean, we are, of course, chartered by you. We can go wherever you see fit. We can return you to Porthbury if you have a. Well, of course, our original arrangement was to bring you here and then take you back to Porthbury. So that's what you've paid for.
How much extra is it going to take to get us to Ventus?
Where particularly in Ventus would like to go? Port Horizon or?
Yeah, Port Horizon.
Port Horizon would be on the way back to Porthbury.
Well, maybe you could drop us there.
Okay, that would be okay. You understand we wouldn't be. I wouldn't refund you for what we haven't.
No, I wouldn't expect a refund, but if if we got our business finished in time while you were resupplying, then maybe we'd get the lift all the way back to Portbury.
Yes, that's an option. I was going to ask you. Of course, it would be interesting to myself. Did you discover the fate of the crew for the other ship that we found docked or moored as we arrived here on the southern side of the island?
Let's just say that ship's ready for the taking.
Well, I mean, I would be more than happy to supply a few men for my crew if you wish to take it yourself.
No, we can tow it, can we not?
We could tow it as well.
Yeah.
It would slow us down significantly, but we could tow it. Or you could take it with a couple of crewmen. It's only a single-masted ship. It wouldn't take much, and we'll meet you rendezvous in Port Horizon if you wished.
That's a good idea, actually, Captain.
We could go and see what state it's in and see whether it's seaworthy.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do then. Why don't we sail around to that side of the island and we can all have a look?
Seems like a good idea, Captain.
So they do. They make the necessary arrangements and they start. They go underway, sail around to the southern side where that boat's still there. It's anchored. Ashara will probably ask you to recover the rowboat. She'll send a couple of crew with you in a longboat to recover the other rowboat that you left, and then jump aboard the other ship. You'll discover its name. On the back, on its nameplate, it's called the Bunty.
Nice.
It's a single-masted ship. Its hull is painted blue with gold or yellow accents. It has no weapons. It's just literally almost like a merchant's sort of ship.
We have a ship.
Yay!
Ashara will assign you a few crewmen. You can make a note of their names if you wish. You can take. Now she's sort of. I think there's going to probably be a meeting. In fact, before you board this boat, you all go back aboard the Cerulean Gull, and she'll say to you all, "What crew do you think you would need?" I would say some standard hands, so that you've got 2 people to handle the sheets for the sails, potentially a pilot, and then you can all fill in the rest of the roles. I believe, Rolio, you said you were something of a nautical background.
Yeah, I was a navigator before.
Ah, so you wouldn't need a navigator then?
No.
Excellent. That's fine. So, Rolio, you can write yourself down. You are going to become the navigator for this. If I were to provide 3 deckhands, who would handle the sheets, as I said, Eliza. It's a young lad, human male. Pardon me. A female goblin called Moppet, and let's see. A Goliath male called Goric. Goric Oarbreaker. They are 3 deckhands. She says, you 3 will go with these. You will assist in the sailing of the ship. Rolio here is going to be the navigator. Opal, Rolio, Opal and Gottel, between the 2 of you, one of you must become the pilot. The other must sort of take decisions. You need a skipper, ideally.
I don't know what a skipper is, so I can do the pilot. I've never been to a ship.
A skipper is a captain, my dear, someone who makes decisions.
And what is the pilot? The one who...
You will take command of the wheel.
I think I might get the wheel because I think Gotel... I don't know. I cannot make a decision.
In that case, and she turns to Gottel, you are the skipper of this vessel.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
Captain, my captain.
Let's see where I'm going to drive the ship.
Well, you will be under the instruction of Rolio. He will give you headings and bearings, and you will follow them. And he, I'm sure, will instruct you on how to do so.
Okay. She's very uncomfortable.
Well, you said you wanted to do it.
This image of this little girl on a big ship's wheel, sort of looking sort of into it and not quite being able to see over the top.
Yeah, basically.
Can I read?
Can you read? Did you say?
Can I reach?
Oh, can you? Yeah, you can reach it. It's a big wheel. You can reach it. No problem at all.
We'll get you a box, Opal.
That'll be fine. Oh, what happened?
What happened? Oh,
James's camera's gone.
James's camera's gone. If you're watching us, and Boehner's.
Oh, Boehner's camera's gone.
Oh dear. If you're watching us on YouTube, unfortunately, oh dear. Hi everyone, it's Mike, your friendly neighbourhood Dungeon Master speaking. This is the unexpected interlude of Amion episode 30, where, if you remember a few weeks ago, if you were using it, of course, Discord went down. We were about 20 minutes in when it went down. It's been a couple of weeks as people have been away on holidays, but we are back. So this is the point where I'm stitching together the original recording for episode 30 and then the continuation of episode 30, which we did just on Thursday night. So please do enjoy the episode. Sorry it's been a couple of weeks late, but again, it's a great episode. There's a lot of great stuff that happens. I'm saying great a lot of times, so I'm just going to sign out and say thanks very much for sticking with us. Here's episode 30. Hello and welcome back. If you're watching us on YouTube, you'll notice the screen has changed ever slightly. Our clothes have all changed ever so slightly because last time we were recording, Discord had a little bit of a meltdown and stopped working. There was a global outage for Discord. But we are now back. It's obviously delayed us ever so slightly in our broadcast, but we are back and we're going to pick it up. We've all had a quick briefing of where we are. Is everyone happy of where we are?
Yep.
Cool. This won't make the blindest bit of difference to you guys watching or listening. We are on the deck of the Bunty, I believe, or at least you're on the deck of the Cerulean Gold, debating whether or not you're taking the Bunty, and your plans were to go to Port Horizon in Ventus, where you were going to try and identify some magic items you picked up from the vault on the Sky Island at the place you were just at. The name of which has escaped me because it's been so many weeks, and I didn't actually think to look that name up. Barnack.
Question?
Barnack was the place.
Yeah.
Yes, Barnack.
Yes.
So, I believe the question was, do you want to sail the Bunty?
Yes, now we've got a crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, so there was
Yeah.
Captain Ashara
Have our own boat.
Yeah, well, Captain Shire has given you 3 crewmen who are willing to sail with you, get you to Port Ventus, Port Horizon, sorry, in Ventus, and then you can swap them out with crew that you pay for yourself. You did have a small fortune stuffed away in a pocket somewhere. If you remember, we decided that gold weighed half of its actual weight so that you wouldn't become encumbered with too much, because Opal decided she was going to absolutely rinse the vault that you were in. So I devised a ATM machine.
Of course, you never say no when this comes up.
Exactly. So yes,
Gold light is diet gold.
Diet gold.
I believe this episode, but last time that we were playing this episode, I pretty much said, it's over to you, do what you want, so I'm leaving this again up to you to do what you want.
We were going to go. I think we were going to go to a place that Rolio was interested in going to, some sort of port thing there.
Port Horizon in Ventus.
Where is the lady
Ventus.
to identify our stuff?
Yeah, none of us have got the ability to identify the items that we put up.
Did they say we were looking for a... Was it a priest?
There was no mentions of priests, it was just you wanted to go somewhere inhabited that you could potentially
Find somebody.
find someone to identify stuff. And I'm really hoping that you guys have written down what you want identified, because I can't remember. It was a couple of weeks ago.
I've got a crown that would be really handy here, but we've got to go somewhere else to identify it, so I know what it is to come back. So that's fine.
I mean, I've definitely got it written down somewhere. It's just the problem is...
I've got it written down. Don't worry. Crown of a
Yeah, and I've got a glaive that Pixis got all hyper about.
Yes, I remember now, yes. Let me find the document.
We've got it written down, but, you know...
Between us all, we've got it somewhere.
Ventus was the way forward.
Yeah, I believe that's where you wanted to go.
That's
I'm going
right.
to jump over to the Bunty.
The Bunty?
Oh,
Yes, that's what the ship's called. The little ship.
terrible 1970s girls magazine, The Bunty. Not kidding, it was a girls' comic in the 1790s.
Was it really?
It was, yeah.
I was around then.
Alright, youngster, bugger off. Hey!
I was around in the 80s, just not long enough to know about what you're talking about.
I
No,
was only in the 80s for like 2 years.
good grief.
But yeah,
Feeling
I'm gonna-
trapped.
I'm going to board the Bunty.
Did you ask permission to
Are we-
board Bunty? I don't think Bunty will be too pleased.
Different time, different era.
Bunty's great. Is Bunty totally seaworthy and stuff?
You haven't checked it out yet. No one's
Well,
actually...
let's try and have a look.
I'm suggesting that if we check it while we've still got a full crew of the Cerulean Gull to help knock things into place and do seaworthiness tests, etc., etc.
You may roll investigation of the Bunty, and I would give Rolio advantage because he is a seaman.
Are we rolling all together?
One of you two can roll, and obviously Rolio can give an advantage, basically,
17.
Well,
with the help action.
yes, I'm useless. I don't know anything about ship.
I got 17 with advantage.
Well, you can't give yourself the help action. I mean, if you want to help, or you can literally
Right,
do it yourself if you want to. You can just walk around, but oh, guys, I got this.
Yeah, we'll do that. Until the 17.
Okay,
You're on 16, so it's 17 and 16.
You have a look around, and yeah, it's a perfectly fine ship. It's just been moored up while these guys were exploring, and obviously they met their grisly end at the hands of the Forge Master.
ship's all ready to go, guys.
I think we should take it. It's
Have
fun.
you-
We
have
have
you-
taken so many other things. Why not?
Have you flashbacks got food?
Yes, I got about 20 carcasses of penguin.
Excellent, because I don't want you all getting hungry and nibbling on me at all.
I think
I
I
think
will
we got-
probably nibble and rollier than you.
Well, that's right. No nibbling on the bloody crew either.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Ethan, do we need to provision the crew, or if they bring in their own grub across?
They'll bring provisions across. I mean, there are provisions on this boat. I mean, obviously it was brought here.
No, but it'd be best to sell best before.
They wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't be brilliant. They wouldn't be brilliant. But yeah, you've
Is
got
there anywhere we can buy provision?
buy.
Yes.
Not here. No, it's completely like deserted island.
Okay.
How far is Ventus out?
Ventus is about. What did we say it was? It was 2 weeks here. It's about a week and a bit away.
And are there any armaments on this boat?
No, this is completely unarmed. This one's got nothing.
It's got nothing.
Yep.
Right. Righty-ho. That's all right. So we are the armament.
Yes.
So, other than the penguins, can we investigate on the island if there are any other animals or water so we can actually, take them with us just enough to do the trip
You
for the
did
week?
do previously. You did do quite a bit of exploration to try and and you didn't find very much.
Mhm.
Because the island is largely destroyed from the cataclysm. There's not really much here. It was a large population of seabirds.
Was.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I was hungry.
That's all right then. They went the way of the dodo. Right. I think we're fine then, aren't we? Do you know how to sail
Yeah.
this thing then, Rolio?
You're the skipper, bud.
Well, I'm asking you as a skipper. Do you know how to sail this thing?
Yes, if you remember, you had assigned roles. You were the skipper. Got all. Opal was the pilot, and
Right.
and Rolio was the navigator.
That's right. But I'm taking that as getting him to point it in the right direction, and I will supervise from a deck chair. You mean the sailors that we've got from the other boat know how to sail?
Well, they're
Yeah,
dealing
that's
with the ropes and all the sheets and all the other
The halyards.
gubbins. Yeah, they're dealing with all that technical stuff.
And let loose the main brace and get run with it.
They're just waiting to see what you guys get up to.
Just drop the sails.
Raise the anchor.
Yeah,
Yeah, can we signal over to the Cerulean just to say we're going?
I think they get the impression you're going, but you have to remember they're all they are a lot faster than you are. They've got more canvas and so they see you're going. But if you want to try and signal to them, follow convoy or see you there, it's up to you.
Can I ask something so I can understand? The pilot is the one who is keeping the wheel?
Yeah, you're in charge of
Okay.
stealing. Is it stealing? Steering.
Okay. Steering, yes.
I mean, you could be in charge of stealing too, I suppose.
Well, you can
Steering
do
and
that.
stealing. Yes. Don't steal the wheel. We'll need that for later.
No, when we will park in any port that we're going, we will be taking the wheel with us so nobody can steal the ship.
I used to have a car like that.
Sorry?
So,
My car used to have a steering wheel that come off it.
See?
I shall go into my box of disguises and pull out my fanciest captain's hat and parade the deck.
Give us
Lovely
a.
tricorn hat.
Let's have
Got
a.
an oversized feather.
So let's have a performance roll. Let's see how well you do at pulling this off.
22.
Phew, everyone respects the authority of Gottel, and in fact, most of them prostrate themselves upon the deck in front of you.
Get up, you'll see better to steer if you stand up. Get up, get up, get up.
Excellent.
Onwards.
I'll navigate the way there.
Well, you begin navigating the way there. Could I have a... Let's see, what could it be? What could we roll? What am I looking for? An intelligence check, please, Rolio.
14.
Okay.
Plus nothing. Flat 14.
Flat 14, no, that's fine. You remembered the Sahalgan fortress that you kind of sailed past and had encountered the merfolk before on the way over here. With a 14, I think... Well, it's up to Rodeo. 14's high enough. Would you try and steer clear of that obstacle again, or would you be going back that way?
That's the one that looked like the coal.
It looked like a natural coral shoal.
Did we want to go check out that fortress we passed last time, guys?
Yeah? Was it empty?
No, it was far from empty.
Oh. We can have a look what it is.
I
You
also... Go on.
It is aggressive.
They were aggressive, according to the merfolk.
Oh, yeah.
I'd also quite like to know while you're at it, what were your signals to the Cerulean Gull to follow, keep pace, or go on?
Probably would have been keep pace, as we're not armed.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they'll be close by, they'll be close at hand. It'd be like... They're not like literally sailing next door to you, it'd be perhaps half an hour to an hour's assistance, if needed.
I think we should go check out the fort.
Yeah, we can go.
You could obviously give... Gone.
Do we know how occupied this fort is? I mean, there are only 3 of us and 3 crewmen that we don't want to lose, really, because, you know, not like we've got spares.
I was thinking more along the lines of provisions and drinks for the young ones.
Fine, we'll give it a go.
Let's go and have a look, and if they are minis, we can take care of them.
Well, I'm not signing up to a care plan or anything, you know.
Okay, we will go towards the fort.
Okay. Are you doing anything about the Cerulean Gull, or do you just head towards the fort?
I'll just assume they will follow us if they're half an hour out. The signal's not really.
Well, when
guessing
you're sailing, you would be relying on signals to one another. Otherwise, they would assume you're maybe just tacking or something. They wouldn't know that you're planning on going somewhere else. I'm being generous, DM, at this point, and giving you an opportunity to bring them along for assistance, because shit will probably happen.
Yeah, I'll let them know. Yeah, I was just seeing if I've got a spell.
I can cast Prestidigitation to launch little sparks.
You don't have to cast anything. I mean, the boat itself would have a box of flags that Rolio should probably roll again. Make another intelligence check, Rolio.
if it's daylight, that's fine.
Oh yeah. So in daylight.
17. Yeah, that dice
Yeah.
really
So
hard.
it's been fairly plain sailing. It's obviously been a few days. Been fairly plain sailing, and then yeah, I mean, you come back to where that is, and it's you want to go investigate it. So Rodeo starts having a look about, chucking some flags up. Yeah, you don't need to worry about casting spells. It's absolutely fine. But before you actually, well, no, actually, it's a lie. You come in during daylight, and it's noticeably this coral seems to have been built up more. There's been some active building going on here, and it is a lot more than what it was. So the tower that was sort of like the prominent feature is now bigger. It's bulkier. It's taller.
Can we see them physically making something?
You can
Like
give me an
building
investigation roll. Or perception, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, perception.
I'll pass her my spyglass, so she could pretend to actually be.
Yeah, so you have the help action with that one.
15.
They're not building, but you do see some rather fishy-looking people patrolling, looking out from the tower themselves. But they've definitely seen you. 100% have seen you. They're pointing at you.
Can you eat
I
fish?
wave.
Can you eat these guys, Bina? No, Opal.
I don't know. Are they? So you said that they're humanoids, aren't they?
Yeah, they're humanoid. They just
Yes, I can.
look a bit fishy. It'd be like having sushi.
Well, yeah. Why not? They're still mammals, aren't they?
How many can we see patrol them?
I mean, do you think that, before we go in, wade in, and commit genocide, do we have a reason for going in and slaughtering them all, or is this just some sort of hobby?
The merfolk said they were causing issues. They stole
but
something from the merfolk as well, didn't they?
Right, we might just want to negotiate with them,
I cannot remember what they stole from the merfolk.
Depends how many of them there might be. I mean, we don't want to go creating full-out war when there's only 3 of us.
Gossel Trump wants to go in and negotiate a deal.
I'm going to make Bunty great again.
Yeah, no, I didn't write down what they stole from the merfolk. I'm not gonna lie. Really, I just not remember.
Well,
We could pull up on them, see.
they don't
Anyone
seem
else
to.
remember?
They're certainly not taking any aggressive action towards your presence. They know that you're there. Clearly, I mean, you're not that far away from them.
I think they're not a bit aggressive when we were passing before. Not aggressive, but like trying to make us go away.
No.
No.
The first
We
time you
completely
passed
avoided
them, well, then it wasn't even that. The first time you passed them, you didn't spot anything. It just looked like a coral, but there was something unusual about it. I think it was.
But did they not pointing us out and make us go?
No, you're thinking of the.
You have to.
The merfolk.
You have to excuse me because I am reading a trilogy about boats and pirates, and I think this might have been there.
The merfolk were the ones that approached you initially and were like, "Pay us a toll." So if anything, actually,
yes,
the
yeah.
merfolk at the moment would probably come across as being the worst of the two.
So these were the other ones were the ones that they asked us to get rid of the merfolk.
Now, when you initially sailed south,
Merfolk.
go on, Cobbs. I'll let you go.
No, you go on. No, you go.
When you sailed south, the merfolk stopped you, or were talking to the first mate of the Cerulean Gull, and it was, do we want to pay them or do we want to help them in defeating the Sahuagin? You paid them in the hope that they would be able to use that gold to pay off the Sahuagin. Under that, they were telling you that the Sahuagin were like basically they've moved into the area and were oppressing them, and the Sahuagin's fortress was on no one's sea charts because it was so new. You're now sailing back north, and you come across the fortress again, which now looks more built up in the time that you've been gone, and it's only been like a week or two, so it's not been like massive amount of time. They've done some serious building.
They've
Okay.
been proper haven't they? I mean, it's not even been that.
It looks like they've been busy.
Unless we've been sailing for a few days, that is, you know.
Yeah, but
yeah.
you said we've been playing for a few days.
Well, I mean, it's up to you, but we don't. Do we know what they've stolen? I presume we're going to have to sail back through the Merfolk's domain anyway.
Hmm.
And
I
now we're in a
generally can't
different
remember.
boat. And now we're in a different boat than we were when we came through. But hopefully they'll remember we've paid them already.
I don't think it matters.
Or we could sail around them. But if you want to go and investigate it, let's go and investigate this fortress. What I would do is, yes, we mark it on the map so that we can, you know,
Yeah, really would have marked it the first time.
if we can plot it, because then we, if nothing else, if we can't defeat the fortress, we can plot it and let people know about it so that nobody else gets buggered.
Yeah, no, I would have, really would have plotted it the first time round. On these little sea charts.
Then be guided by you then, Rodeo.
No, I think we can go up and chat with them, see what the crack is. Picking up your slang here.
Let's go and have some crack with the Sahuagin. Not a phrase you hear very often.
Crab crack.
It's Irish crack, not Colombian.
Yeah, it's the only country in the world you can ask a police officer where the crack is and not get arrested.
Not get arrested, yeah.
What is the Irish crack?
Crack
It's,
just means a
beer.
laugh. Like,
A good time, bit of a laugh, yeah.
Oh, like cracking.
yes,
Yeah. C-R-A,
I see.
I-C,
Mhm.
crack.
So yeah, I'll say to Opal to pull up. Is there like a visible dock?
No, there's no visible docks, and it's it's not a case of pulling up. You're not in a car.
No.
you would have
I mean,
to
we
take.
can't handbrake turn it into a parking space. That's terrible.
Handbrake turn.
Again, it's also not Sea of Thieves where you can literally do handbrake turns. You know. Yeah. You approach, and you can see more and more of these fishy kind of like green scaled humanoid people things, sort of massing at this wall and on this tower, and eventually you
Counting heads.
10, 20, 30, 40, and they're
That's a lot
all
of fish.
spears and like harpoony type looking things, nets, and you park the boat next to the wall, and I suppose a bit like the mouth of Sauron. One of them sort of swims towards the sides of your boat on the back of a shark,
Yes, you do.
as he does, and he goes.
We can do that. Oh my god, it's the Aspidistra from the adventure game.
Do you speak common? Great.
I see.
I start talking to him a bit.
Looks even more confused.
Then I confuse him even more by turning it into Inferno.
You do what? You turn him into Infernal?
No, I mean, I start talking Infernal to confuse him even more.
Oh, I thought you were doing that already.
Anyone got comprehend languages?
No, I'm afraid not.
Hello, well met. Peace be upon your house.
Bleh.
Very good. Why have we come here, all?
I wanted to get more information about the merfolk, what their side of the story is.
Yes. Okay, well, we hear that you are enemies of the merfolk.
Bleh. He starts pointing his spear, and he doesn't look too convinced of you, but I'm guessing all three of you are leaning over the side.
Yes.
He points at Opal and he points.
Merfolk in interpretive dance.
Well, he point. Give us a performance check.
My merfolk. 22.
So he points his spear at Opal and he points his spear at Rodeo and he starts rubbing his belly, going. And then he sees your interpretive dance and he seems to get quite cross.
So when he does that to us, I point him and I do.
Oh, that makes him even more cross.
Opal,
And I laugh and
literally
you can see my little teeth, like.
there's billions of them, Opal. There's loads of them, and the three of us just simmer down.
Well,
Diplomatic things there a bit.
him and his shark seem to start dipping beneath the waves with a final.
I don't think we're going to get anywhere here.
No,
I think it's time for a
probably
scappy.
set sail and hove anchor. We need a bigger boat.
You do start to see an opening in the coral forming, and you notice a lot of these Sahaugen are pouring down off the walls and seems to be mounting sharks of their own and starting to pour out of the opening in your direction.
Right,
Oh,
let's get
wow.
go.
Let's go! Run! I go near to the where the how do you call it, the things oh, sorry, my English. You know the white
mast?
thing, the white
the sail.
yeah. I go down go down the sails and I start doing that.
You hear this cacophony of coming from behind you.
Run!
I think the crew have probably got the idea, and sails, or the sail, has been let loose. The question is, are you faster than a bunch of sharks?
I'm going to cast wind wall behind the ship.
Okay.
And that, a wall of strong wind rises from the ground at the point you choose as a range. I'm going to assume the ground is at sea level. Yeah. You make a wall 50 foot long, 15 foot high, and 1 foot thick. And you can shape the wall any way, so just a blockade. On that one. Each creature in this area must make a strength saving throw.
Okay, so you're going to buffet them, basically. I thought you were going to use this to propel the ship.
No, I'm going to block them.
You block them, and I will cast a gust of wind to the sails, so it will take us away.
No problem. Let me get some dice out.
It's a 14 you need, but
It's a 14. Let's see what I get. Oops. No, 6.
sweet. I can use it to make damage on this, but I'm not going to actually damage them. I just want to keep them at bay if I can. Just else it's 4d8 bludgeoning damage.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can make it non-lethal. No, I mean,
Yeah.
the first sort of wave of them probably would be, in one way or another, a little bit harmed. But if you choose to make it non-lethal, then, well, I say that. I mean, it is a magic spell, so I mean, bearing in mind, it's probably more difficult to make magic non-lethal. But no,
I mean,
we'll say you sort of cast it, but I don't know. You kind of maybe shape it in such a way that it doesn't do lethal damage.
It's a lot of damage.
I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're trying to hurt them, then it makes sense you do damage. I mean, if you're not trying to hurt them, you don't escalate
don't
things, then
No. Didn't want to escalate.
that's cool.
I had two options: either wind wall or tidal wave.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you did tidal wave, it'd be like mildly inconvenient to them.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. The plan is to just stop them in their tracks.
Yeah, and they literally can't. It's like almost like a hurricane blowing at them. They just can't get through it.
Okay.
And you are.
Mainly use gust of wind on the six.
Yes.
So yeah, where I am, I cast. It's like a linear. Sorry, let me see how it is. A strong wind of 60 feet long and 10 feet wide blasts from you in the direction I want. I try not to hit anybody with it, so I kind of say, "Oh, get covered," because they will need to do a strength check.
Yeah, you could stand at the base of the mast and like literally project it straight into the sail.
Exactly, so the sail can start moving.
And how long does that last?
Concentration up to 1 minute.
Yeah, fine. I mean, between the two of you, you give yourselves a decent head start. And any Sahaugen with intentions of eating anybody soon passes. You don't have to worry too much. And the other ship, the Cerulean Gull, keeps going with you. You didn't get any supplies though, obviously.
Yeah, we need to find somewhere.
But you are on a boat in the ocean. You could do some fishing.
I think fishing's probably a good idea.
Can we fish one of these people so I can eat something?
Well, they're a bit far back now. We don't want to let them catch up now, do we?
Yeah, you've literally just decided you were going to blast forwards.
Yeah.
Well, if you catch like a tuna or something, it'll be great.
Yeah, that's fine. We can try.
Did you not have any blood vessels left over yet?
I don't think we have any more.
I thought we had black pudding left.
Okay.
That's the whole idea of the whole black pudding.
Yeah, because it is like for emergency. Yes, you're right. We do have black pudding.
It's been a long while though. It's probably spoilt a bit.
Oh.
I'll try to see if there's any seals or anything around that we can get.
Aquatic mammals.
A whale.
A whale?
Wait, it's a little tiny boat.
No, I'm not going to kill the whale. If I jump on its back, I'll just do a quick like and then come back again.
No, unfortunately, you're not seeing very many sea mammals.
I'm gonna go fishing again. Let's try and catch that shark again.
I will be unhappy, but it's fine.
If you're going to do fishing, let's have a sleight of hand.
3.
Nothing's biting today for you.
I got 23.
You got a 23. Whoa. In that case, yeah.
You got me the way.
Gottle's rod starts to bend quite significantly.
Get tablets for that.
You to be fair, you found some rods conveniently on the boat because you didn't have them before. But yeah, your rod starts to
I
bend.
can just unscrew my leg and stick a bit of string.
Well,
on it.
you
Fine.
do that instead. Whatever you use for bait seems to have done the job, because you seem to hook into something quite large and it's pulling on your line very heavily. I'm going to need a acrobatics from Gottle and
Acrobatics. Oh, well.
and probably acrobatics from you two as well to maybe catch him, because if he fails, he's going overboard.
16 for me there, Ted.
You just catch yourself.
I matched to 16 as well.
Opal.
I didn't realize it was also me. Let me see. 15.
You manage to catch him in time before he sort of steadies himself, but against the rail of the boat. But you still think, "Oh Christ, I need to do something to stop him," and you react quick enough. You grab him. Strength, please, Gottle, as you try and bring in your catch.
Strength. Oh dear, oh dear.
I can help you if you want.
Strength is not good. That's definitely a failure.
Oh dear.
It's a natural one.
Can I help?
I've got
You can assist if you like.
we got
Did
a
you say
natural
strength check?
1 to a 4.
Oh dear.
I've got
23.
spaghetti arms today.
I'll use your strength, Bainer, to you're holding him. You're stopping him from going overboard. But we're no closer to bringing this fish in. Let me see how it does on the line. It's straining at the line quite heavily, and if Gottle's using a leg as a rod, he's in severe danger of losing that leg.
I start shouting to the crew, "Come and help quickly! We have a big cat."
Alright, I should make a strength roll for them. Not great. They're not much help. I will give...
Can we steer?
Go on.
I was going to say, can we steer the boat to help with that and use the motion of the boat to add to the pull of the line?
You could. I will remind you the pilot of the boat is currently anchoring themselves to you to stop you from flying overboard.
I can steer a boat shortly.
If you're not contributing towards this, you can.
Yep, I'll do that then. I will steer the ship.
Use the whole ship to pull the bugger in. Yar, matey.
Yeah, I will pull away from whatever side. Yeah.
Can I see the creature?
No,
How far
it's
is
beneath
it
the
for us?
waves.
Onto something.
How far
bloody
is
ship.
it?
I tell you guys, if it's that Kraken again, I'm doing one.
Just go,
Is that
just go have a look.
That cracking again. I'm just going to put my spare leg on it. It'll be fine. Take the peg with his extra leg.
you turn the boat about and you sort of try and use it to gain a bit of ground, and perhaps Gottle's there reeling in a little bit and getting some line back, and it all seems to go slack for a moment, and then
Bloody hell.
a great big silvery fish, it looks a bit like a tuna, leaps out of the water as one of the crewmen shouts, "Good golly! You'll never believe it! It's big, bad Francis!
Who's that?
A terrible fish, renowned for sinking many a ship."
Oh, buggery. Should we cut him loose then?
No, if we can haul him in, we'll be eating fish and chips for weeks.
Is there any chance I could react guide and bolt it while it's in the air.
Yeah, why not?
Try to clean pitches shooting the giant fish.
It's already gone out of hand. I mean, you know. Stealing things from kids'
14 to
programs.
hit.
Yeah, why not?
I also do spell.
Oh, listen, he's can't math. 8 points. 8 points of damage.
Okay.
18 to hit.
Yeah.
Uh,
With what? What are you hitting it with?
Witch ball.
Okay.
I did the range attack on a hit, so it takes 1d12. Which one is the d12? Oh, there it is. No, that's a d8. Sorry, I cannot find. Oh, found it. It takes 5 points of crackling of lightning damage, and
So it goes as you zap it.
does it stun it?
It's a fish. You kill it.
Or is it dead?
It's just a fish.
Okay, yay! We can
It's
eat.
just a, so if anyone had like speak of animals active, it would be like, oh, bugger me, as it slumps back into the water and just sort of like turns belly up. But what you actually hear, because none of you actually have that spell, I don't think, is probably just like a boo, and then it's dead.
Out of context.
Yeah.
What I do have speak with animals. I don't often use it. Would it have worked on them creatures at the coral reef?
No, because they're humanoids.
No. Yeah, that's what I was for. That's fine.
They were speaking their own language.
Sweet.
Let's reel the bugger in.
Yes, it's much easier. You haul it in. The crew help you get it on board. I think people of the Cerulean Gull are sort of like maybe nearby and looking on like, what the fuck are they playing at?
So when the fish is up, I
Exsanguinator.
Yes, I do that. And then she's ready to be cut in fillets, and then we can start her and eat them.
Yeah, you know, you drain it with blood. It's, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Opal feels about fish blood. I'm guessing fish blood's maybe not the same
Not
as.
good, but you have to survive somehow.
It
is
does.
either
It does.
that or Oreo.
It does the job. You're not happy. It does the.
It's like alcohol-free Guinness.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like Guinness. It kind of tastes like Guinness, but
We all know
It's
it's not
not.
Venice.
Yeah.
yeah, 0% fish blood.
Maybe it leaves a bit of a funny aftertaste. I don't know. Very iron rich or something. I don't know.
Do you have any alcohol? Do you have any shots with you so I can have a shot? Any cognac, liqueur, Grotel?
Not on this boat, I'm afraid. No, I don't think I have actually got any booze.
Do I have any?
At the moment, I have none in my inventory. I generally just get it at the pub when I'm doing my comedy gigs, you know. I've got some fantastic oil, but no booze.
No, I don't have anything. That's alright. It will pass.
Well, either way, you have enough food to get you through the rest of the trip to Port Horizon. So you don't need to worry about that. Unless anyone's really partial to fish, in which case they might eat more than their fair share, but I think that with ship's biscuits, you'll be fine.
Someone can have double portions anyway, because I don't bloody eat.
Well, exactly. There's only what, 6 of you?
Well, there's only 4 eating.
Yeah, be fine.
It's big fish. Lovely.
There's plenty of ship's biscuits. Yum.
I think I will navigate away from the merfolk.
Yeah.
Take a
Going
wide
around.
breath.
So you plot your courses and you make way, and after a good few days sailing, so a week or so, I think it was off the top of my head. You start to notice that where you were, that sort of southern hemisphere, was a bit warmer. It was in its sort of going into its summery phase, whereas northern, where you left, Porthbury and that, it was more wintry going on. But Ventus sits on the horizon, on the equator, and so it is fairly hot most of the time. And you begin to see the arid landscape of Ventus coming into view. At sea, it's been quite stagnant air. It's not. There's been wind enough to sail, but you notice your progress slow down. It wasn't quite as strong winds, but as Ventus comes into view, there's quite a bit of offshore airflow, which is quite welcoming from the incredibly dry and hot air that you've noticed over the last couple of days. Opal and Rolio, as well as the other crew, you might want to consider what you're wearing. You don't want thick, heavy clothes here. It's going to be quite stifling, especially when you get on land. Go on.
I'll be getting my hat back out, but losing the jacket. I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
mean, you could go through my disguise box if you like.
Let's see if we can find some radio-sized shorts.
Yeah, I mean, they might be long trousers for me, but on you they'll probably be shorts.
Can I see if there's anything in the disguise kit for shorts?
Yeah, it's up to goal. I mean,
Help yourself. It's fine. There's all sorts of costumey stuff in there.
I found a 6. I'll get more investigation. So, I think I found a 2 too.
like I say, it's up to Cottle. I don't know what he's got in there, so it's up to him on what you find.
I'm entirely what I've got in there, but let's say you can have a pair of shorts and t-shirt outfit.
Full on Hawaiian.
That's right. Why not? I mean, the long trousers for me, but you're a bit taller than I am, so they will work out.
Just a tad. Just a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, me too. I'm wearing something like linen or cotton, something very light, and I don't have any jacket.
No, that's fine. For Cottle, he doesn't really have to worry, and you see the crew members are sort of stripping off a little bit. Especially, like I say, last day or two, it's been getting quite hot. And the Cerulean Gull probably went on a little bit ahead and of you. They have speed on their side, so once they knew things were safe and everything. But Port Horizon, as you would also know, your characters began leaving here in the beginning of the campaign. Obviously, you as players don't know much about it, but your characters know Port Horizon is called the Jewel of the Sands. It's a bustling trade town on the east coast of Ventus, a landmass straddling the equator. The region is predominantly desert, with its northern and southern reaches being greener due to their distance from the arid centre. The town here is a vital hub for merchants and seafarers, with sun-baked sandstone structures, colourful canopies, and natural wind towers that help cool the streets. Mooring up, several of the dock workers get to work securing the lines thrown to them by the crew, and a stout dwarf inspecting the boat. He's rather portly and advanced in his years. He wears an incredibly loose off-colour white shirt, 3/4 length thin material shorts and sandals. And he has a beard, but it's kept short, and he's got a bald head. He looks up to you all and he says, "Well met, travellers, sailors. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? What's your business in Port Horizon?"
Are you the harbour master?
You.
"You all spoke at once. I didn't quite catch what you had to say."
Are you the harbour master?
"Aye, I am. Roy Melovic's my name."
Right, Mr. Benedict, we're looking to get some more in for a few days if we can.
"Excellent. Where are you coming from? Where are you going?"
Just come from Barnack via Portbury.
"Portbury, you say? Ha ha! You must know my cousin then, old Winnie."
Yeah, he's keeping an eye out for me for a ship.
"Excellent. It'll pain you to know the news of Portbury then."
What? We haven't heard anything. We've been away for a couple of weeks.
"Ah, terrible shame. Come down, I can talk to you about shouting."
Yep, I'll give orders to the deckhands, moor up properly, and then jump down.
Yeah, you meet him down there, he shakes your hand and he says, what's your name there, lad?"
Radio. I was part of the crew of the Shrieking Serpent before I lost them.
"Ah, Shrieking Serpent. Name probably I might remember. I might recall. Been here before?"
A couple of times.
"Ah, yes. Might know it. Anyway, Portbury, terrible business. Been attacked by pirates. That bastard Robert Runzy."
Oh,
The little
how bad is
ship,
it?
They're clear.
Kind of just left them to it.
Something to do with he went back looking for answers and didn't get them, so he opened fire.
Very interesting. Did you not? Well, you weren't there that information, so that's fine. How many casualties? Is your cousin alright?
Winnie, oh, he's alright, yeah, but hundreds of people. Half the, well, I say half, it's probably an exaggeration, but a lot of the city, or especially the waterfront, absolutely blitzed. Cannon fire.
Was there retaliation from Portbury?
Yeah, the headland, they let rip with their barrage, but sunk quite a few of his ships, but yeah, terrible business. Apparently it could all been avoided, they said. There was some group had evidence or something to appease him, but they weren't there to give it.
Oops.
We left the evidence with the watch. That's on them.
Was it you? You were in charge of this evidence, were you?
Well, we left it with the watch, so they were in charge.
No,
of it.
we didn't. We left it with forgot his name. Back to page 1.
Well,
Left it with them.
We were left it with Celadon.
well, look, it's not up to me to pass judgment on anyone, but I wouldn't go telling people that you were the ones who were supposed to have been there to, deal with this.
Well, we weren't supposed to have been there because we left it with the governor.
Well, Governor? Which governor?
Governor Saladon.
Governor
Might be
Oh, that useless swine. He comes from here, you know.
Yes, we know.
Went over there to try and deal with our taxation and trade problems and never come back.
We heard he got a promotion
Got a promotion?
at Portbury. Yes.
Ugh, bastard. He was supposed to be going over there to get advice to come back here and how we're going to sort our
So he's a bit of a dodgy fellow then.
Well, I would say dodgy. He's a typical politician, self-serving and does what he wants to suit himself.
I hear you. I'm not a big fan of him myself.
He did say he was going to make Ventus great again, though.
I'm sure he
Mother.
probably did.
Yeah, and so yeah, we are looking to see someone that can have a look at these arcane items and give us a bit more information.
Well, you'll find plenty of people here who might be able to help you, but oh, it's a terrible state. Absolutely terrible state.
What? Ventus?
Yes, yeah. Well, not Ventus itself. I mean, Ventus big, it's a country. It's a continent. No, Port Horizon. Terrible, terrible state we're in at the moment.
What? Because of the
Why?
trade routes?
Taxation from the king in Alexandria is causing all sorts of problems.
Have you got any tea?
Tea. Well, I'm sure you can get some tea if you want some tea.
I believe that you throw it in the harbour and then declare independence, and then you're grand.
Well, unfortunately, it's the independence that's the problem. We're the only land left in this world that has a king, has a monarch.
Right, and that's the problem. Why?
Well,
He's overtaxing them.
yes, he is overtaxing people. That is a problem, but surely you know the history of ever since the oh God, what did I call it?
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm?
Not cataclysm, but we'll use that for now. The convergence.
The event.
The convergence. Well, ever since the convergence, you know, and the world decided to throw down monarchs and go with governments instead, didn't they? And in the hope that
Yeah, that's how it
the
works.
people would have a voice rather than one person. And of course, that monarch here is the last remaining one in the world, and they're causing all sorts of havoc.
Rebelling.
He's not
Start
rebelling.
rebelling.
He's old.
No. Why didn't you start rebellion?
Oh, there's plenty of uprisings, don't you worry about that. Stay here long enough, you'll soon learn about them.
You get tablets for that as well.
I think we might be staying around a bit. I don't think we can go back to Port Bree for a bit.
You can sail to Port Bree whenever you fancy. It doesn't make any difference to us. There is a mooring fee, of course, for staying at the port.
Yes, how much is the mooring fee?
200 gold a day.
Day.
100 gold a day for a bit of rope round a bollard.
Well, you're stopping important trade coming in by being sat there.
We're a tiny little boat there. Surely you've got a little bit of a...
I do have some I have some offshore moorings, if you wish to use those.
Yeah, how much for them?
They're 90 gold a day.
Jesus Christ on a pogo stick.
Look, this is an important trading post. We have exotic foods and wines, spices. You don't get them anywhere else. People give us goods.
Charges like this at the killing off town centres.
Is he going to take a D4? Hang on. What's that? Ooh, it's like a tinge of a headache coming on.
You know, you'll get that if you're not having your tea.
Those are the prices, I'm afraid. Take them or leave them.
Right, good. Well, what can we do if we leave them? Can we park a little bit down the coast and row in?
I was thinking, yeah, we
could
just get the crew to take it.
You could anchor down the coast if you wanted to.
We haven't put any money in this ship.
Are you looking to take on goods or offload goods?
No.
Well then, anchor down the coast.
We can get the crew to anchor down the coast, and we'll send them a message.
It's this port is it's kind of like the whole landscape here is quite flat, almost sea level-ish. There isn't really like any shelter. There's like a little bit of a headland which kind of like juts around north of the port and kind of shelters it from a little bit of, you know, weather, but not tremendously. There's a bit of foliage, you know, some palm tree sort of things, but you get the impression that it's not a sheltered sort of port like Portbury is. So if there were any weather to come in, you're no better off here than you are anchored down the coast.
Okay. Gonna jump back on the ship, and then which out of the three would see as the most trustworthy to take next to command?
They're all pretty useless swabbies.
Oh. Okay. I'll talk to all three of them. I was like, just take the ship down the coast and look to the sky. When you see my message, bring the ship back.
And the little goblin goes, yeah, we can do that. That's fine. We can do that. Can we, boss? Looking up to the Goliath. Oh, yes, we can do that.
It's a good thing I do. Yeah, they got plenty of fish. Right, on
fish?
Your way down.
Oh, I like fish.
Right, just don't sink the ship, and then I'll send them on their way.
Whatever you say. But you're not the captain. He's navigator. He's the captain. Looking at Goal.
I know. They've ordered him to, navigate you to a good spot to park up.
Oh, yes, captain. Prostrates himself on the deck and right in front of you.
Sorry, I'm going to lend you the captain's hat. Ship.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Look after it and look after my ship.
I will.
Good lad. Settle the captain's hat on his little head.
What are you? I think Ishara would probably come ashore from the Cerulean Gull and say to you, well, we've made it to Port Horizon. What are your intentions, please? I do have 3 crewmen in your, on board that ship.
Well, how much do you want for the crewman?
Tell you what, present. You've paid me quite a bit of money, and I haven't actually taken you back to Portbury, so we'll restock and part ways, and you can keep the crew and your command. How about that?
Oh, that's very, very nice of you.
Well, I say
I'm sure we'll meet again.
We haven't completed our contract technically, so.
Right,
Yeah.
we'll give you 5 stars on Quest Advisor.
That would be fantastic. Yes, I do see Quest Advisor posted on some of the town boards, and we never seem to pop up very often. But if you could give us 5 stars, that'd be brilliant.
Lovely, that's a given. Highly recommended.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I presume your quill work is good enough that you'll draw decent stars, and it won't look like something else.
Oh, absolutely. I've got a pen kit, shall we call it that. I'm very good with pen work.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well, she shakes all your hands and says, good luck. And thank you for your business.
Thank you.
Just say goodbye to the swabbies for me. I'm always quite fond of my crew, but, I'm sure they'll do just as well under your command.
And how much is it you pay them?
Pay them?
I take it do you just feed them and point them in the right direction then?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, all the money we take for chartering is usually, supplies for my own, whims.
Oh, really? Well, I thought I'd better just check because we're inheriting the crew. We want to inherit the current wage structure.
If you're going to pay them, perhaps, I don't know, 5 gold a week.
Seems reasonable.
But I mean,
Yeah,
they're only
free.
swabbies. They don't expect it. Now, if they were officers or, important, skilled crew, then yes, but they're just, deckhands.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, I just thought I'd check. It's always good to be in the know on these things.
You'll have to be deckhands at one point. So I'll go back down and talk to our little dwarven friend and see who is the best arcane.
Well, let me have a little look there for you. There are places. If my document wants to load.
I thought the NPC was saying that. I was like, what?
He was saying that. No, the NPC was absolutely saying if my document wants to load. He's going through his clipboard and finding. He's talking in the third person now. I don't know why he's doing such a thing, but he would be going through paperwork and looking at different things. I don't know why he has a list of traders on his paperwork. You should go and speak to Rixie. Rixie of the Amber Quarter. Trinkets and trinkets and all.
Trinkets and all. Right, I'm going to quickly draw him a picture of the Shrieking Serpent and ask him to keep an eye out for the ship and its logo.
Okie dokie. He's like, oh, I do recognise the ship, but I can't say I've seen it anytime soon, more recently.
I think she went missing a few months back. I got cast overboard and I haven't seen her since.
Oh, well, terribly sorry to hear that.
Yeah, if you can give an eye out if you hear anything at all, just let me know.
I certainly will.
Thank you very much. So Trixie the Amber Quarter.
Trixie in the Amber Quarter, yes.
And the shop was called...
Give me 2 seconds. It was called... where's it gone to?
Poundland.
Poundland. No, trinkets and all. Rixie.
Trinkets. Right, yeah. And which way is the Amber Quarter?
Oh, it's the rundown slum. You go into the main town. There's the marketplace, and you can ask anyone. They'll tell you how to go.
Okay.
But I think you're probably looking at the sun in the sky. There could be a demonstration on any time soon. I'm sure that'll be a great place to meet people.
A demonstration?
Yeah, against the government.
Oh. I'm always happy for that.
Well, I say town council. People aren't happy about the town council at the moment.
No. And taxes, right?
Taxes, they think the town council's to blame, and I don't know. It's all very complicated.
I bet they never fix the pissing potholes either, do they?
What's a pothole?
You know how you got roads?
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah. Well, we don't really have roads here, but yes, yeah.
Well, if you had a road, it'd be a hole in the road.
Oh, I see. So what makes it a pothole?
Well, it's like shaped like a pot.
Oh. So does somebody go along and mischievously cut out these holes?
Oh, it's just wear and tear.
Oh, I see.
Terrible architecture.
Ah. Well,
Anyway, our council never fixes them. They're terrible for that.
it is. It's pretty hot as well. I should probably warn you. You might want to. You might want to pop along to the pub at some point.
Tell us, boys.
The Red Oasis. Be worth going there.
Do they have quarters to sleep?
Yes. It's a travellers, merchants sort of stop. Only one in the town.
So
A port town with just one pub, that seems quite bad.
But it's not a little pub. In real world terms, this is like a Premier Inn with like a massive restaurant bar. For international listeners, a Premier Inn is a very big hotel.
chain of hotels. Yeah. So we'll head on. I'll shake his hand. So thank you very much for your help. And we'll head towards the Amber Quarter.
Okay.
Or the Red Oasis. Sorry, we'll head towards the Red Oasis.
It's up to you, whichever way you want to go.
Oh, we need to. Guys, do you think we should secure a room for tonight? Because it is getting.
It's not that late. It's probably about midday-ish. It's pretty hot. Very
I
hot.
think soon
If it's midday, then yeah, we'll head Amber Quarter for them first. Let's get this done.
Okay. So you start heading into the actual main town, and which way is the Amber Quarter, please? And people sort of like point you out in the direction. Everyone here is wearing very loose clothing, linens. You know, some are just shirtless. It's too hot. It really is baking.
I am going to prestidigitate Rolio's trousers and Opal's t-shirt cool, so they're chilled a little bit in the heat and don't get heat stroke.
That sounds a good idea.
Thanks. That's why I wore the hat.
It's kind of you've seen the travel programs of people like in Egypt or Morocco or something like that. The streets of Port Horizon are just absolutely busy with merchants, sailors, traders, all moving through this arid heat. There's scents of spices and dried fish lingers in the air as the party as you pass through a marketplace. Then a voice rises above the crowd, very sharp, insistent, and filled with conviction. You see in like this plaza space, there's a man who stands up on a crate and he starts to address a gathering crowd. His voice carries the weight of frustration and desperation as he shouts out, "How much longer will we let the king of Illistandria bleed us dry? How much longer will we toil under the sun, only to have our hard-earned coin stolen from us? Then say he has gone mad in his old age, hoarding gold like a rim in its lair. A king should rule for his people, not his greed. What has he done for Port Horizon? What has he done for you?" And you hear people sort of shouting, "Yeah!" and like cheering and clapping. "And what of our council? They tell us to be patient, to trust in their dealings. But where has that gotten us? Will we wait until our children starve? Until the docks fall silent? And the merchants sail for fairer waters?" And people are murmuring and nodding in agreement, cheering and clapping. A sort of random bystander, he's an elderly sort of man, he leans into you and sort of nudges you and says, "Don't get too close. The council don't look kindly on this sort of talk."
And who are you?
I can tell you what his name is. I am Zuba. Zubar. Zubar. As this man's speaking and staring at the crowd, there's almost as raucous as they are kind of like a group mentality. A hush falls over them, and people start stepping aside, clearing a path as a figure strides towards the man on the crate. He's clad in deep crimson robes lined with gold embroidery, folds his arms, his voice is smooth but firm, carrying the weight of authority. You speak boldly for one who still breathes the king's air. This makes the speaker stiffen. And you speak cautiously for one who knows the truth. The robed figure sort of narrows his eyes at them and says, the council seeks reason, not rebellion. If you have grievances, you bring them to the proper ears. But rabble-rousers who seek to incite discord, they have no place in this city. As 2 armoured guards move in flanking this man, the tension in the crowd becomes quite thick. And some look ready to shout in protest, others step back unwillingly to get involved. And the speaker looks about quite unnerved by this display, and he calls out, "Come on then! Surely you so mighty don't need these good men to do the work for you." And that same sort of man Zubar leans back into and says, "Careful, this isn't the first time people have been dragged off the streets. The council tolerates talk, but not too much of it." Do you react? I'll take your silence as a no.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to react.
This tension seems to reach like a boiling point. And the guards are pretty much ready to seize the speaker. And whilst everyone's on edge, not quite sure whether to protest or flee, this deep, resonant voice booms through the marketplace like a crack of thunder. Enough! The air itself seems to tighten, heavy with the weight of something ancient. The robed man stiffens, their confidence wavering as they turn toward the source of the voice. And the crowd parts again, but this time not for a mere official. Striding through this open space is a tall figure, broad-shouldered and clad in fine, simple crimson and black robes. His golden eyes gleam like embers, smouldering with quiet power. Though appearing human, there's something unmistakably other about him. His very presence demands attention and respect. Port Horizon does not silence its people. His gaze sweeps over the crowd. Nor does it suffer fools who would steer it into reckless destruction. He turns his eyes on the speaker. You cry of a king's madness and taxation, yet you offer only anger, not solutions. You wish to tear down, but what will you build in its place? At this point, the speaker, who was once full of confidence, sort of falters and shrinks. And you? Did you think to resolve this with fear alone? Fear is the tools of lesser men. We are not lesser. The man who originally approached the speaker looks like he wants to protest, but something in the other figure's gaze stops him cold. So at that point the speaker gains like a bit of confidence, but he's still timid. It is not the council that allowed this taxation in the first place. You have offered no solutions to how we get out of this. And the second man who approached, change is not won in the streets. It's won by those willing to shape it. Smiles and places a hand on the man's shoulder. That's how tall he is, by the way. He's tall enough to... This guy's on a box. As he turns to the crowd. Disperse now. Trust in me. We will find a solution to this. And the crowd sort of breaks up, with the tension fading. And that merchant, Zubar, looks to you all and says, Feranax speaks well. and most will trust him. But words do not fill bellies. If you are truly here to help, if you wish to help, there are those who need you. The city sleeps, but the hungry do not. Find me in the Amber Quarter before nightfall, if you have the stomach for truth. And without waiting for your response, he buggers off. And the crowd begins to disperse.
Fellow.
Do you think he's... Would really know if that was a dragon?
You could make a intelligence check.
Never mind, mate. No, not a clue. Yeah, he's a very strange fellow. I think it's going to be worth talking to him later on tonight, though.
We just have to keep an eye on who's watching us talk to him. I think there.
Exactly. Is the guy that was talking to us still there?
He's the one who just buggered off.
Yeah, he said to you to meet him in the Amber Quarter tonight, and then he's scarpered.
Right, okay.
Well, fortunately, we're heading to the Amber Quarter now, aren't we, for this ritzy thing? What's the name?
Trixie.
I was close with Ritzy.
He was.
He's a cracker.
And I can't find my name of the original dragon that died.
Alora.
Alora, yes. I was getting mixed up with Alora and Offenfey, and Offenfey is the spirit of... Yeah, I know who I am, Anna. That's fine. Sweet. Let's go find Trixie.
Rixie.
Trixie.
Ritzy.
So I've got a rubber there.
I'll put her in the people in place. Rixie.
Rixi.
Alessandra.
Alessandria is the capital of Ventus, where the king is. And Alessandria is spelled Illistriandia.
Cool. I was miles off. Yes, I will carry on asking the questions and finding where Rix is.
Yeah, people point you in the direction of Rixie's shop. And you come across a rather... The whole area of the Amber Quarter it's a slum, it's run down, it looks ragged, there's dirty streets. There's various awnings coming out of shops to provide some shelter from the heat. I said there are these kind of like windmills that are fanning the entire city, and there's a couple here, but they're a bit, they need maintenance basically. But you find trinkets and all. Rixie, who is this little goblin lady, it's hot and she really doesn't care. She's topless. Just wears kind of like a linen-y dress. Has a top hat on, way too big for her head, and like different piercings in her nose. And she sees you coming in, and she says, "Oh, hi there, guys. Name's Rixie. Welcome to Trinkets and all. If I don't have it, I know who does, and what they'll want for it. How can I help you?"
We've got a few magical items we need identifying.
Okay, I can do that.
If you guys want to go first.
Let me see what I've got.
I'm trying to remember where I had the magic items. I've been desperately searching for them, and I can't find them anywhere.
Well, I've got my magic item in my chat channel, so I'm assuming the others have them in theirs too.
Could
I think mine had to I'm pretty sure.
What was that, James?
Oh no, Pixis. I've got a lance. Sorry, it's not a glaive. It's a lance.
Yeah, I remember what it was. Yeah, it was all different things. What I will do is, you can have this conversation with her, and you can get an identification on them. I will find them all again. Like I say, it's been quite a few weeks now since we've done this. Let me find out where the items were, because I'll be quite honest, I forgot you had them. And then next time,
Crown,
you can...
gauntlets with energy, and the royal blue and gold cloak.
Okie dokie. What we'll do is, have your conversation with her, come back next time, and she'll tell you what they are. It's going to take a bit of time to identify them anyway. It's not instant.
So just leave the items with her then.
And yeah, I mean, she'll take them from you and she'll be like, hey, yeah, why don't you come back tomorrow, and I'll tell you what they are.
Okay. Does Pixis react to being separated from the lance?
No, I think we sort of identified last time that it knew about it, didn't it? But it
couldn't meld.
couldn't do anything about it. So Pixis kind of like, you get the sensation of, because you sort of like feel things through it, and it kind of like gives you the sensation of excitement. It wants to know what it is about it.
Okay.
So it's not like it doesn't want to be parted from it. It wants to know.
Okay, happy with that.
And like I said, next session, when I've refreshed my memory on what the items were, we can certainly identify them properly.
I guess then, if we're leaving the items with our young goblin friend here, then we'll go find the Red Oasis.
Yeah, the Red Oasis is unmissable in the town. It's the tallest building, the biggest building, and it is this. Well, I suppose. Let's take Baina home, shall we? Like a big Greek taverna with nice stone-washed white walls and like mosaics on the floor, perhaps, and terracotta roof tiles, trees or palm trees all about it. The smells of different fresh vegetables and things like fish being grilled openly. A great big bar with all different exotic wines and spirits that you perhaps haven't heard of before, all being served. And then behind it is quite a big building. It's a massive set of apartments, and it's towering. It's like 20 stories tall, which is unheard of. But it's massive. It's almost like a castle in its own right, or something like that. That's how you, having not seen anything like this before, you'd probably consider it to be like a castle. It's just huge, balconies and all sorts coming off of it. And this is the pub, effectively, the Red Oasis.
Let's go in and circulate.
Go find the innkeeper.
Yeah, I mean it's busy in here again. Lots of travellers, merchants, sailors. It's dimly lit. It's smoky. Like I said, the air is thick with incense, cooking meats, these desert spirits. In the centre of this big sort of bar, restaurant-y sort of place, is this great big fountain being fed by some sort of spring. And you come across the owner, who sort of greets you as you enter and sort of is going about being busied with lots of different other people. But they're a tiefling, deep red skin, gold flecked eyes, these curved ram-like horns. She wears like this silky robe in deep purples and blues, gold jewellery. She has like a half veil covering the lower part of her face. But she seems quite quite pleasant. And she sees you come in, and she says, good day, my dears. I am Madame Syrah. Welcome to my tavern, the Red Oasis. Is it a room you're looking for? Most people are.
Do we just want the one room, guys?
1 room, 2 rooms, 3 rooms. Have a room each. I have plenty of rooms. All at good prices. Just 10 gold per person per day.
I don't mind having a shower or something, a bath.
Baths, yes, we have the most excellent baths in all of Ventus. Even the king can't boast a more luxurious bath than what we can offer you.
Do need to get the sea salt off. Yeah, we'll take the 3 rooms then, as long as they can be next to the shore.
Yes, you have rooms next to each other. Like I said, I have many rooms. I have more rooms than people staying here at the moment. Trade has been difficult with the taxations, but we're slightly concerned sailors just aren't coming in. But yes, you can have 3 rooms next to each other. Just go to the bar, and if you go to the bar, you can book your rooms and enjoy whatever it is you wish whilst you're here. Speak to Kellum. Kellum Freehand. He's the bartender. She looks at Gottel. Like yourself. Bit of a war forge. Well, half and half. He's actually a half.
Calling me half a warforged.
He's a half orc, but he has limbs similar to yours.
So, I'm not half a warforged. I'm a full warforged. I'm just a little bit shorter than I used to be.
That's what I mean. He's a bit like you. He's got metal parts. Obviously, you're all metal, but
Let's go and see this bloke then.
Let's go find Kellum.
Kellum. Kellum.
Oh,
M for mother.
I was like, Kellum's making an appearance.
Kellum
Half
Freehand. She nods to you, and you see this half orc. He's quite big. He's grizzled, slate grey skin. He's got a short mohawk, and one arm and one leg are these warforged prosthetics, all covered in like quite intricate carvings. He's got a milky white left eye, and he's sort of going about his business at the bar. He's just pouring drinks and talking to people, and yeah, he sees you all arrive at the bar. And he sort of nods at you and to let you know he's seen you, and eventually comes over. Greetings. What will it be?
2 rooms and 3 pints of Guinness.
2 rooms, 3 pints of Guinness.
Right.
Excellent.
Please. That's some pretty good kit you've got going on there.
He looks at the prosthetics and he says, yeah, got them from someone a bit like you. Suffice to say, they're not here anymore.
Well, bits of them are, maybe.
Bits of them are. I had to get me an artificer and such to make it all work for me. And it does work. He's clearly controlling these limbs, you know, as he would do an organic limb.
Some good integration work gone on there.
Thanks. Now, how many nights are you staying for?
Oh, is there a discount if you stay longer?
No.
Right, so we'll go for 1 night for now.
So 1 night, it's 10 gold each, so it's 30 gold for that. 3 pints
It's
of...
only 2 rooms.
Yeah, but there's still 3 of you. We don't charge by the
I
room, we
want to
charge
stay
by
in
the
a room.
person.
I'm gonna stay in the bar all night.
Alright, well 20 gold then for them 2. And then it's going to be 5 gold for all the businesses.
Right, so that's 20 gold and 5 gold is
45.
it's 25.
Is it? Well, they also weren't no good at maths, so yeah, alright, 25, I'll go what you say.
Right, well, let's settle up for that then. Am I settling up for your room stretch bags, even though I'm not the one sleeping? I'll do that for
I'll get the rooms.
I'm not sure. I'll get this one, you get the next one. How's that?
Sounds good to me. So I'll pay the man.
Great.
And
Cheers.
then
So you pay them all up, yeah?
sit at a desk and like listen out. See if we can hear anything. Desk,
Yeah.
table.
Yeah, you sit at your table, you have your business. There's plenty to overhear. It's quite bustling in here. You hear people talking about the oasis water. This is the fountain. You hear about gambling dens. The last fight in the courtyard, for example. You hear people talking about how the king's gone utterly mad. And the other one you hear is Porthbury attacked by pirates. People wondering how that might affect trade.
God, do you think Celadul purposely messed up there?
No, I mean, politicians can mess up all the bloody time. Getting up in the morning, they can mess up.
Yeah, but I also think he had to do with the murder as well. So
It does seem a little bit sus that, we gave him the information to save the town, and then he conspicuously didn't save the town. Didn't the fellow say that Celadon bloke came from here?
yeah, he's come from here. Yeah.
If we ask around about him, there might be some information we can pick up about him that might give us a bit, bit of an idea what we're dealing
We
with.
gotta be careful who we're asking.
He didn't seem well regarded, for example. But then again, he
Yeah.
has been sent by somebody, so it is one of those.
I think we'll find a bit more information from our friend later on this evening. I want to get a bit more information before we start asking him questions.
Let's cast around and see, just mention maybe his name a couple of times and see what people's faces go like.
Yeah, we could do that. Is there anyone playing dice or cards or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a few tables where people are playing different games.
So I'm going to see if anyone's playing dice and see if I can join in with them.
Okie dokie. You're going to make me come up with a dice game. Give me 2 seconds.
Do you ever have acts on in this pub?
You're talking to the barman again. Yeah, every now and again we do. People travelling bards and all that sort of stuff.
Actually, right, that's worth considering then, isn't it? I'm not ready to perform tonight, but I am a travelling bard. Gottle's my name, comedy's my game.
Well, feel free to take the stage if you want to.
Well, maybe later. I'll just finish my business first, but, is there a fee for performers?
No, you go up on stage for free, and if you happen to make some money, then happy days.
Right, so, right, but that might be a thing.
Um,
So it's asking you that, right, to give you a little bit of thinking time around the dice game there.
yeah. You see a dwarf and a halfling sort of squabbling. The dwarf's perhaps a little bit older, and the halfling's quite a lot younger, and they seem to be playing something with some dice. And we're going to call them. Oh God, where's my thing gone? They are going to be called. Ba-ba-da-bum-ba-ba. The dwarf is called the dwarf is called Grobin, and the halfling is called Sammy. How about that?
That's fine. Can
Grobin
I
and
see
Sammy.
how much money's on the table?
Yeah, they've got like 50 gold on the table at the minute,
Okay,
and they're sort of
um,
swabbing. And the dwarf go, "No, Sammy, you cannot do that. That's not how you play the game." He's going, "Ah, what do you know, you silly old bucket?"
And so I'll walk over and cough. And be like, can I
Oh,
buy
keep
in?
your germs to yourself, you dirty bastard. There you coming around coughing at me.
I do apologise. Is there any chance I can buy in?
Yes, it's 5 gold buy-in.
Okay, okay. I'll put 15 gold onto the table.
Sammy goes, "Ooh, yeah. Yeah, oh, he's eager, he's eager.
Okay, what's the game?
Well, this is called... don't shut up, Sammy. It's called Dragon's Horde. It's a bluffing game, based on chance.
Sounds interesting. Should we get going?
Aye, you can get going as soon as I've remembered the rules. Hence, I need to... I need to read it real quickly. I wasn't expecting to have games today. Oh, dear.
I do apologise.
No, that's fine. Okie dokie. Roll 2d6 for me, James. Oh, and in fact, let's explain the rules a bit. So everybody rolls. Everybody rolls 2d6. A normal sided dice, a 6-sided die. Everybody rolls 2 of those normal sided dice. And you have to tell the truth, or you can bluff and claim a different number. Then you must always claim a number equal to or higher than the previous claim.
Okay.
Don't worry, I don't understand it either. And we take it in turns, and the next person claims a higher total, and somebody else claims a Dragon's Horde to challenge the previous claim. And when called, the challenger must reveal their dice. So if they were telling the truth, the caller pays the pot to be the honest player, and if they were bluffing, the bluffer pays the pot to the caller. Make sense? Don't worry, you'll pick it up as we go along.
Okay,
So
that's
you roll some dice. Corbs, would you like to roll for Sammy, and I'll roll for what was his name? What was his name? Grobin.
Goblins.
I'll roll for Grobin if Corbs wants to roll for Sammy. So roll 2d6. As you're the new player to the table there, what was I didn't catch your name there, laddie?
Radio.
Radio, you can call the first one.
Well, I got 8.
8. I see. Well, I've got a 12. What about you, Sammy?
For 12, so 2d6, I can't buy it on a 12, can I? No wiggle room there.
Well, I say...
I'm out of this one, I think. I fold. It's only 2d6, a 12 is quite big.
I can't. I say Dragon's Horde to Rolio to challenge your claim. What did you actually roll?
5 and a 3.
So you did roll an 8.
I did roll an 8.
Oh, you fucker. Beginner's luck, I have to pay you 15 gold. Oops.
I keep the gold on the table.
I'm glad I folded there. Couldn't have beaten your 12.
I'm not 100% sure.
If I'd have said 13 on 2d6s, that'd have been probably... Mind you might be quite gullible.
Because I can't. It says you can only call it backwards, so I have to call out Rolio. I can't call you out.
I folded. I couldn't do. Oh, you couldn't call me out, so I'd have been fine to say 13.
Yeah.
Damn it. Why don't I understand the rules of the game which I've been playing for ages?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, seat of your pants, D&D.
Playing again, then,
Yes.
strange.
Do 15 again.
50 gold. Okie dokie, we go round again. Everyone, roll 2d6s. And he looks up, in fact, Grobin looks up and he sees Opal there. He's, "What are you, young lady? You joining in with us?" "Excellent, excellent. You come over too. Ignore your little metal friend there. He can bugger off for 5 minutes." In fact, I tell you what we'll do. Sammy, you go and get the drinks in. Get that metal man over here that's with the young lady. He can come over and play the game.
Bloody hell, right, fine. Jesus, God, this thing. Right, go on then, one round.
Go on then. Right, both of you need to put some gold in, by the way.
Right, 15 gold, is that right?
You can put 15 in if you like. It's 5 gold minimum.
I will put 20. Sorry, did I miss something?
No? 20 from you, 15 from him. What about you? What's your name? The metal one.
My name's Gottel.
Gottel. And what about you, young lady?
What about me?
What's your name?
Opal.
Opal. Oh, lovely. No, good to meet you both. Good to meet you both. I'm Grobin. Grobin Snefru.
Grobin Snefru. That's quite a long name.
Grobin Snefru. That's right. Yes. Grobin Snefru. Say it 3 times, it makes it better, you see?
You remind me the uncle from Mary Poppins. That he
From,
was laughing at.
from what now?
Mary Poppins.
Is it some sort of a book?
Yes.
Oh. Never heard of it. Don't read books. I
That's
chuck them on the
okay.
fire
You
to
look
keep
like-
me warm. Not that you need to be
Sound
kept
like-
warm round here. What? It's warm enough in any fires. I'd burn books for the fucking sake of it.
Go for it. You can roll first then, Grubin.
Ah, that's very kind of you. Thank you. Oh dear, I've lost one of my dice. Right, okay. Everybody rolled?
Yep.
Right, well I shall go first, as you said. 5.
I rolled a 10.
Do you roll 2 d6s and then you... I rolled a 9.
Say what you roll.
You either say what you rolled or you can make it up.
No, mine's a 9.
If you're making a claim, then it says you must claim a number equal to or higher than the previous claim.
Oh,
So it's a game of like pushing your luck, basically. How close can you get to the ultimate target of 12, I suppose?
I rolled 12.
Ha ha ha! I think we have it here. Dragon's Horde! Dragon's Horde!
Yeah, I think Dragon's Horde myself.
Unfortunately, overall, yes.
So how many did you roll, young lady? What did you roll?
2d6s.
Yes, but what was the number? What's the total of them?
6 and 6, 12.
Oh, I'm losing money to you lot. This isn't going well for me at all, is it?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
about
it?
as well as Claw 3 at the moment. Hey.
Porthbury?
Yes.
What
It's a shame what happened out there.
Well, I've heard little snippets.
What have you heard?
Well, pirate attack or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, pirates attacks.
Something like
We
that.
heard that was Celadon was supposed to be sorting it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know much about the business of Porthbury.
Do you know anything about Celadon?
So, oh, useless. Useless he was. Left here, trying to sort out taxes and never came back.
What was he like when he worked here, though?
Well, useless local councillor, wasn't he? I think everyone was glad to see the back of him, really, when he announced he was going off to Porthbury to try and solve problems.
Was there anything shady going on when he was around?
Well, like what? There's always something shady going on around this town.
Is it really?
Lots of traders, lots of merchants, strangers from all different lands.
Do you know if anyone that would have a bit more information on Celadon?
You could ask the council.
Is that a good idea?
Well, might be. Might not be.
I'm not a big fan of the councils.
What's the council like here? They're generally good lads. They like a pint and stuff, or they're a bit of a gang of pricks.
I get the impression the council are trying their best in the face of adversity.
You're a party member then, are you?
I believe the council are doing what they can to help us.
You're not a councillor yourself by any means, are you?
Well, now that you mention... No, I'm not. No.
That's been funny.
Work on the council?
All
No,
big
far
little-
too stuffy for me. No. They're a good bunch, I think. I think they're trying to help us, but these taxes weren't raised by the council. They were raised by the king in Alexandria. It's the king that's doing it. It's not the council. The council just have to try and keep the peace. And that's pretty much all they are doing. They're trying to keep the peace. They're not actually doing any counselling work. Have you seen the potholes out there? They're terrible.
They
Nice.
are terrible. I really banged the bottom of the ship on one earlier.
Oh, yes, the seed potholes are the worst.
Knocked the sail alignment right out. I'm going to have the tracking done and everything.
Ugh. Well, if you need new blocks and tackle, I might be able to help you there, but
Are you a merchant, are you?
we're all we're mostly merchants around here.
Oh, nice. What do you specialise in?
Me? I specialise in sheep.
Out here?
Yes, they're on my boat.
Sheep on a boat. Is that some kind of, fleecy cruise sort of thing going on?
They're all dead. I've got them on ice.
Not good
Oh.
at sailing then, are they?
You're not going to go sailing with them. I'm a sheep merchant.
Sheep merchant. See,
More of a butcher.
A butcher, what's that?
thought you were.
Someone that
Well,
sells
it's
meat.
like somebody who kills lots of sheep.
Yeah, I could be a butcher, couldn't I? I thought I was just a sheep merchant. They're always dead
Thought
though,
you
that's
were
the
spying
problem.
First, but now you're a bit of a shepherd.
Yeah, I don't go quite as far as being a shepherd because I've got them all dead.
Shepherd's pie.
Love a shepherd's
What's
pie.
a shepherd's pie?
Well,
You
as I
grind
said, I
the
thought-
meat up and then add vegetables, gravy, mashed potato on the top.
My goodness, why didn't I think of this before?
You can have that one.
Yes, it could be old Groban's world famous shepherd's pie with my boat full of dead meat. Dead sheep, sorry.
Oh, dead sheep. That's great. Are they fairly freshly dead, or are they, not very freshly dead?
Heavens no, they've been dead for weeks. That's why I stopped off here to get some ice. Stupid idea, really. It's such a hot place.
So they're on ice, are they?
They were.
Or if they're not still on ice, they're going to be a little bit pungent by the time.
I suppose you're wondering why me, a wandering dead sheep trader, is knowing so much about the council here.
But I am really, wondering how you've managed to pick up so much. I mean, the ways of dead sheep are obviously intricate.
Yes, well, I'm quite nosy, you see, so I happen to inquire quite a lot about the council, and I suppose you happen to get quite lucky with coming to talk to me. I like councils, you see. Bit of a council
Can't be
nerd.
the only person.
If you mince up your dead sheep with vegetables and the mashed potatoes, you could cater to the schools quite well.
Yes,
You'll bite your arms off for some minced dead sheep with potatoes.
that sounds quite good. But anyway, yes, the council, yes, I think they're doing their best for people, really.
Right. Well, I think we've rinsed this particular contact.
He definitely doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
These sheep aren't
Yeah.
particularly fresh, so there's not much point in Opal going around and rinsing them.
They need to be juicy.
Oh, they're juicy.
Probably a little
They're
bit.
quite ripe.
Probably a little bit runny by now, I would imagine. You're going to have to use
Yeah.
quite a lot of curry to make them edible again.
Why not keep the sheep alive until you get where you need to be?
Oh, too much trouble. Kill them, chuck them down below, easy, isn't it?
Your whole ship just fills with sheep poo.
At least this way, it's only going to fill up with sheep sludge.
Grim.
I guess wool isn't that popular here either, with it being quite warm.
Well, sometimes
No.
woolen clothes are better for the very warm weather because it keeps your body cool.
Right, I'll believe that when I see it, and I'll not be seeing too many people in woolen swimming trunks either. Lord, humanity.
So yeah, we'll leave Grubbins to it. Thank you for the game.
You're welcome. And here's your winnings. And he hands over what you took from him.
Did I got 20?
Yeah, you got your 20, 15 for Rodeo.
I'm gonna leave 10 on the table for him. So get yourself a couple of drinks.
Thank you. I think I probably had too many of those already. I got very confused in that last conversation.
Right,
Was a
so
little bit confusing. I think
you haven't learnt
it
much
might
more.
be time to rest and consider what we need to do in this pub.
Well, we need to meet our young new friend at the Amber Quarter tonight. So we could rest till tonight. I
Yeah.
think Oprah wants to get a shower and a bath. Okay, we can fast forward till the night time.
Yeah, if you ask about showers, baths, well, it's coming up on 11 o'clock, so we'll knock it on the head. But you
Well,
ask about
suggesting the rest, but
yeah, you ask about shower baths and the half orc barman. What was his name now?
Dave.
No, it wasn't Dave. Kellum.
Caliban.
Who's having a bath then? Do you want assistance? Back scrub. Looks at Rodeo.
How much?
Intimate
much is the
massage.
I'm
how
good.
much is your- Oh.
We got
Maybe.
boys, we got girls. Well, men, women, you know, who can
Um,
service you.
Question: how much is your your most luxurious
10
room
gold.
and
10 gold. 10 gold for a
so
bath. Lovely it is.
yes.
We've got hot baths, private rooms, like little hot springs they are, in the basement.
So I want a private room.
They're all private rooms.
Bring me a bottle of your best brandy.
You look a bit young for drinking brandy. You got some ID.
I'll
Yes.
buy the brandy.
You buy the
And,
brandy.
Hmm.
and I'd like a massage because
Knock off 2
my
gold.
back
No, actually 5 gold. It's a bottle of brandy. Knock off 5 gold.
because my back is hurting me. So just send one of your best male massage.
Right, okay. I'll send down my best one. What about you two? You having a wash?
I will, but I don't need anyone else.
Alright,
I think
okay.
that's
What about that one? Looks like
I
gold.
think you'll rust.
Rust? I've never rusted in my life.
Hot spring? You'll go in a hot spring? Private room?
No, it's alright, thank you. I have a self-cleaning program.
Okay. So we see you two go to your rooms to rest,
I pass the brandy to April before these. As soon as we get
Thank
out
you.
of sleep.
and we finish on a scene of Opal maybe stepping into a nice hot spring as a athletic young man comes into the room and starts to rub her back.
And I will offer him drinks.
And that's where the scene goes black. And we end, after weeks in the making, we end episode 30.
Woo!
Finally.
Finally got there.
So thank you all very much for playing. Obviously for the magic of editing. For those of you watching and listening at home, you aren't going to notice that this is weeks in the making. But yeah, thank you very much. And good night, everybody.